All right, it is 2025. I never thought I would be talking about Shrek 5 on my YouTube channel and talking about animation as well, but I figured I may as well throw my hat in the ring. This is a controversial and it is a trending topic, and I wanted to give my opinion on this. This is nerd entertainment and media at the end of the day anyway. First and foremost, I am still sick, so if I sound a little weird, please forgive me, but once again, here is the old design of Shrek. I'm not the biggest Shrek fan in the world. I remember Shrek 1 and 2 coming out and I really loved them. I enjoyed them. Maybe I'll watch them tonight because I thought they were very entertaining movies. The characters were very enthusiastic and charming and great, and it had a little bit of adult humor to it, a little bit of edge that I appreciated. It wasn't just all like Disney princesses and snowflakes and sunshine and rainbows and all that other stuff. It was a little bit punchy, so to speak. That's kind of why I liked Shrek 1, because they weren't afraid to be a little bit raunchy with this comedy, and I loved it. And Mike Myers back then was awesome, coming off of Austin Powers. I was a fan of his, and Shrek was also something I really enjoyed. Now you have Shrek 5, and the announcement kind of pleased people, even though I heard people in the general consensus, they said that the Shrek movies after Shrek 3 was kind of not really the greatest in the world. Nothing really matched up to Shrek 2 in terms of the internet. And we have his older design, this old design here, and I mean, it looks relatively fine. It looks okay for what it was, but it was like years ago, decades ago. And then we move on into Shrek 5 with the cast announcement. And this trailer has like 400,000 something dislikes. Like, it was this thing got skewed and blown up and obliterated into high pine old heaven. And all it took was just differing animations and some of the humor given. This is still number 4 trending on YouTube right now, so it is still popular. It is still in the pool of discussion right now. And let's watch the trailer and see what is wrong on my behalf. Let's go.
Hey, Magic Mirror, who's the fairest of them all? Why, Shrek, of course.
Okay, now, first things first, we're going to talk about the newer designs compared to the older ones. Once again, this is the older one on the right. This is the newer one right here. Hold on, let's go skip ahead a little bit. That's the newer one. I am not really that pissed off about some of these new designs. In my personal opinion, I believe that Donkey himself, he looks older. I mean, Shrek, his daughter, is like way older now. And someone pointed out, hey, he has like wrinkles, crow's feet. Even Fiona looks a little bit more mature. This was the natural progression, in my personal opinion, for some of these characters and how they look. I think the shadows look fine for what they are. Maybe things could be a little bit more better, but I don't massively hate it. I don't think it's like a drastic redesign. I'm going to show you guys something in comparison to all of this ire with Shrek, and you're going to understand what I'm saying here. So hold on, give me a second. I found it. This is Mega Man X, Capcom's like awesome mascot that they have not made a new game on since Mega Man 11, you know, but I digress, right? Mega Man X, cool design and everything, a very distinct and unique design. The green eyes of determination, as you see with this character so far, you could tell very identifiable in a way. They tried to make this Maverick Hunter game that was like in the vein of Metroid, and this is how Mega Man X looked in Maverick Hunter. He is barely recognizable. You could barely tell what's going on with his face. They tried to go with the more realistic Ultron looking design, and it just is barely reminiscent of the character. When you look at Shrek now, even with the redesign, a little bit of the fixing up of the lighting and everything, and Shrek is still Shrek, but a bit older, you can still recognize the characters. You can still recognize who they are. Whereas this and this, it is barely recognizable. It is completely unrecognizable. I don't know what they were thinking with this, but if you told me that this was Mega Man X, I would laugh you out of a bar. I'm serious, okay? It's just like, it looks cool, but it's not reminiscent of the classic design like this whatsoever. All right, so let's continue watching the rest of the trailer. And as you can see, TikTok cringe in Shrek, jokes that are like, I don't know, ancient at this point, especially this one. Hold on. That one, I seen this like 5,000 times. Like, what the fuck is that? I don't know. I can see the humor not really landing in this teaser. I know what they were trying to go for, but this is the part that I don't like the most in the trailer. Just the more like Gen Z humor. I'm wondering to myself, why is it that this fairy tale land, this land from far, far away, why do they have TikTok all of a sudden? Like, what the fuck? And how do they know of all these memes? And it just doesn't make any collective sense to me. This is the one thing I disliked heavily in the trailer, because I didn't find it funny. I didn't find it equivalent to Shrek 1, Shrek 2 humor. And that's the thing that kind of bothers me, is how is the writing and the humor going to be in this movie if it already is not resonating with me with the cast announcement? Like, Shrek is supposed to be funny, and I don't find twerking Shrek funny, so what the fuck is this? All right. And of course, Chris Hemsworth Shrek, right? I also don't get it. It's like so random and weird and out of place, and I don't know what they were going for here with this one, where it's like the older Shrek humor seemed to be more organic, and it hit right, and it hit at the right raunchy spot for kids, like, and it just was good overall. We really liked the humor of this when we saw it back in the day, and now it's just like, you know, Shrek fucking rolling in mud, wiping his ass in the woods. Like, that was just common raunchy comedy gold compared to whatever they're trying to pull with this. And then you have the reveals. Shrek's daughter is modeled as a more onion-headed Zendaya. I'm sorry, Zendaya fans. It's like they really wanted to just shoehorn that one in there, Zendaya, damn. And I'm like, okay, I don't have no problems with Zendaya, but why necessarily? Why? I know Shrek has daughters, but why is it so important that Zendaya's in this movie? I don't understand that bit.
Ew, Dad.
Ooh, mommy like.
Who's making this stuff?
Like, I like the way they move and how they're animated. I've seen worse. Could it be better? Yes, maybe, but I've seen personally worse, and I'm just 50-50 on the whole ordeal. I don't think it's in comparison to a Sonic redesign like social media is saying. Like, the left is awful. Look at this. Ugly Sonic goes slow, baby. It's like, that is not even reminiscent of Sonic's like original face. Is so bad, dude. This is a terrible redesign. All right, I can see why people want this redesigned and got their wish into this, and this looks perfect. This looks fine. I don't see the same case with this as I do with this. It is changed, but it's still reminiscent of Shrek. But as I said, it could be better. Maybe it could be better lighting, more details, shadows, stuff like that. I don't think it needs to be changed way too much. I think if it is changed way too much at this point, just go back to this art style, right? This art style, you're basically harkening back to that. And maybe that's something that fans have in their brains. It's like, yeah, I prefer this art style more to this one. I can see this one maybe taking some getting used to, but they could flesh it out in the final movie. So maybe I'm more optimistic that I would give it more of a chance, as opposed to just writing it off completely and saying it's similar to how Sonic completely butchered everything with the ugly Sonic design. No, I don't even think it's in the same comparison or ballpark, but you know, it could be better in places, right? And I also heard Puss in Boots changed the animation as well. So DreamWorks is kind of known for this. Apparently in Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, they changed the art style to be more paint-like and more like an illustrated fairy tale book, which I think aesthetically is fine. Some people compared it to Into the Spider-Verse. I don't know if I'm seeing that with this trailer as I mute it. Into the Spider-Verse. No. It just looks like cartoony cats walking around and doing their things. I don't see the Into the Spider-Verse unless it has that animation where it looks like 15 FPS. All right. That's Into the Spider-Verse for me, where I love that shit too. I love What's Up Danger. I'm all there for it. But this is comparison to the original Puss in Boots, and you could tell, god damn it. So I skipped ahead there. fuck All right, yeah, this one definitely has a more, you know, I love the shadows, or it looks a little bit more like grounded in a sense, maybe. More darker lighting. I love that shit like a lot, and of course it looks very reminiscent to the classic Shrek style, so maybe that's what they were going for, like the classic Shrek style, and then this new animation. One of my friends said it best too. He said that maybe the animations work better for the animal characters because they're supposed to be like kind of where they're like fucking small furry animals all over the place, and they have exaggerated features and expressions and eyes, where it works better for them versus DreamWorks doing the humanoid characters where they looked clearly better in the older art style. So I'm guessing that's where I'm coming from with this. I'm trying to keep a nuanced head into the matter. I see what people are complaining about, but I don't think it's as bad as Ugly Sonic Goes Slow, baby. That's a little bit too drastic. Could they go back to the old art style? Maybe, but you know, not everything back then has aged particularly well on art. We definitely got better on animation as time progressed within these animated movies, and sometimes also there has been steps taken back like this before they fixed it. So I think that was a necessary fix for this one. I don't see this as necessary, maybe something to be improved, but necessary fix to go back to the old art style. No. But why the fuck is Zendaya in this movie? I'm gonna keep marking out, keep harping on that, but
Eddie Murphy.
It's like, yeah, I love the actress, she's a good actress, but what's the
Zendaya? Oh damn,
this didn't impress me. And it is a cast announcement. It is the most teaser written thing you could probably think of. They got until Christmas 2026 to really iron out everything. I guess we'll see if DreamWorks listens. I haven't seen a DreamWorks movie in so long. I want to see something real quick. Hold on. Just one more thing before I close off the video here. Okay, so DreamWorks did one of my favorite movies, and the Ants was, I loved Ants. Ants is my favorite DreamWorks movie of all time. Just a personal shout out. I fucking love this movie, but the characters look so bad. They look so terrible, dude. It's like, that's supposed to be Sylvester Stallone right there as the big worker grunt ant, and he looks so bad. This has not aged well at all, in my opinion, for personal art style and everything, but I still love this movie, and I just wanted to share that because, of course, you know, being a fan of Shrek, I do love Shrek 1 and all that, but Ants is like the movie that has my heart, and I can always go back and watch that shit and be entertained by the scenes and the fucking just brutality of the big bug fight with the ants and the fucking grubs and everything, whatever they were, like the fucking slimy little things that was spitting acid on people. I was like, oh my god, this scene is like so brutal, but the characters are ugly as sin, and I still enjoy it. So I don't know. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. Does it deserve like 400 something dislikes? Probably not, in my opinion. opinion. And you never know. Over time, things can change. Basic animations and stuff like that. Things can change if they really care. I just guess maybe people will get into that territory of pointless sequels. Is it really warranted to have a Shrek 5? Is it really warranted to have stuff like another Toy Story, a Toy Story 5, Toy Story 4? I don't know. Does it really merit the existence? And is it still funny? And does it still hit just like the originals do? That is a debate that you can make when some of these movies like Toy Story 5 or fucking Shrek 5 comes out and they turn out to be like, let's say hypothetically subpar. We can make those arguments, but I guess I hope for the best. I will definitely try to watch these movies. I don't know about day one, but I definitely will try to catch them. And if they're funny, entertaining, and enjoyable, I'll fucking watch it. I don't really care. If they're not, then I guess it justifies the point. Does this sequel deserve to exist? And if it's not as good, probably not. So I will see you guys next time. Once again, my name is Renegade Operative, and I enjoyed making this video talking about Shrek and just giving my opinion on this nerd culture madness of it being compared to Sonic and some other things, and I wanted to give my overall thoughts on this. If you love this, please like the video, share it, and I would thoroughly appreciate this. I will see you guys next time. Later. Oh, and P.S. I did not put this part in the video, but I guess I'm going to rationalize why do I think fans are upset. Once again, when you change anything, there's going to be people that don't like it. You could change anything. You change something. You could change something the color blue, and the character had like orange hair or something, and it's just blatant in the story, and there's still going to be people that don't like that. If you change art styles, there's going to be people that don't like that. I seen one tweet that said nostalgia is definitely a hell of a drug, so when people notice something different and they have to get accustomed to it, they're gonna say their piece and their criticism and concerns. But again, if the movie is still great, and I showed you Ants where the characters are ugly as fuck and they don't look that good design wise, then if the movie carries everything else, then you still can have a great movie despite having a tiff with the animation. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I showed you all these examples like Mega Man and everything else, because once again, I don't think it's as drastic as people are making it out to be. I don't think that this is a complete super redesign of the characters. It is a redesign in a sense, just updated and upscaled and all that shit, but I don't think it's we've changed the character completely to be unrecognizable. And that's what I think of the whole ordeal. So, you know, people are gonna feel what they feel in that regard. If you prefer the older art style, that's fine. Hats off to you. But for me personally, it's about the merit of the movie, and I'm kind of just not feeling the presentation of this one in terms of how they're presenting the humor and TikTok and the story and all that other stuff. Like, hopefully it gets better with a real trailer.